Here we are. Okay,
The
so
stream is live.
now we are streaming live.
You did it!
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
We're back.
Yes, we're back.
So everybody that's just coming in here didn't see any of that chaos. So we look like we
Good.
know what we're doing.
Yes, this is perfect.
This is perfect.
This
This
is
is the
perfect.
most professional
There we go.
stream
Wow.
you can imagine.
Look at that.
So
Very
yeah,
professional,
there
Fred.
we
You
go.
did a good job setting this
Fred.
up.
Whatever you're making, whatever part of the budget goes to you for this production.
We got a lot of polishing to do, and
No,
I like to give a shout out to the StreamYard folks for this web-based tool. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. Nod, wink, wink. But it's really fun. It's a neat tool. I think we could test this out, and we'll see how it rolls for us.
It's interesting. Why do they have a duck? A mallard duck.
Mhm, mhm.
You know me, I'm always asking questions, just trying to figure out.
That's something for the Google.
Okay, we'll Google that. We'll Google
it-
that or Bing it or something.
Yeah. So what? So I guess what we're talking about the latest season, and how is it shaping up? Aaron, why don't you kind of let everybody in on what the goodness is shaping up to be for this year? Because we have something really different that's going to be fun for all of our listeners.
Yeah, we like to shake it up around here at the Teachers Pep Rally, and we were kind of saying, every week we always enjoy getting together and having these conversations, but what could we do a little bit differently? And the subject came up about maybe let's start doing it live so that as people come and join the conversations, they can actually ask questions in real time.
Mhm.
If you don't make it for the live conversation, that's okay. You can still watch us because Fredo will probably make sure that it gets up on YouTube after we've done the recording, and we'll still have the audio podcast you can listen to. But just want to continue to grow the community. We've had a lot of people who want to ask questions or get super excited about the guests we're having. So this is just a way to do that. I say it's show and tell, right? A little bit of show and tell.
Mhm.
But then the other part of it is that you can see our faces and be goofy with us. And we're going to probably, what did you say, Pete? More pep.
More pep. Wait, no, more teachers. More pep, more rally.
More rally. Yeah, we're going to be playing some games.
Yeah.
I've already got one a brewing for next week. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's just be some goofballs like we normally are and have some fun this year. We've been kind of tired and
Yeah.
a lot on our plates. And so we just wanted to switch it up and learn something new.
We also like the idea of being in on a Wednesday, getting you over the hump. And we want it to be fun. We started off as Teacher Pep Rally. I think we've gotten the whole information down pat, the whole support down pat, all that stuff. Now we also want to get some of that joy and some of that fun and re-energize and charge your batteries and lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a neat format, and we're hoping that as our listeners are able to watch us live, because we are on YouTube. I'm watching that stream's working. We were in Facebook, which is working, and we now have somebody. It looks like we have a viewer out there now. I just saw one of our people click in.
That person's favorite.
So I'm hoping that it's going to be a really neat way for us to kind of connect with our audience in a more direct way, so we can hear more from them and learn more about them, and then maybe even learn something from them that they're doing, maybe if they're teachers or wherever, but also just kind of hang out, and have a little fun. Like you said, I think you said, well, Pete, let's just have a little fun. So I guess, maybe we should talk a little bit about what brought us to this point and the things that we've done this past year, or we've done in the past, that gave us this epiphany. That's a big word. Or this moment where we said, let's do something different. And I think for me, I was thinking about Pete. Pete used to host this great campfire event, and we would come in on a Friday and we played games and we did trivia. We had some music. It was just
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, and we had a great audience. You had a lot of your former students coming in, I think, too, right? Yeah. So I think that's what kind of ushered us this way. And then Aaron, with your success this past summer with the conference, kind of, I guess you got bitten by the love live bug. The
Yes.
love bug. Yeah. But I
Yeah,
think
it's again about that real-time reaction, the collaboration, which we get to have, but this way it's not behind the scenes versus, through emails and texts and things from people, but it's actually our community joining together with us and knowing 3 times this month, we're going to be goofy. Sometimes we'll have a serious conversation. Maybe someone's having a real problem that they want to ask about because it relates to what we're talking about, or it doesn't, or they want to celebrate. Like, we all want to celebrate with you whatever's going on in your practice, or if you're a parent, if you want to celebrate your kid, or if you have a student or first time college goer, Fred, like pop in here. You've got like a group of people here that are more than happy to provide support. What's funny is I'm sitting here thinking about the journey, because you mentioned that, and I'm like, this is so fitting, because when we started this whole thing, it was when it was the serious lockdown of COVID for everyone in 2020.
Yeah.
And so to think about now us doing it, and we're on camera, and we want to just kind of have a little more joy and rally going on. I think that is so awesome.
I agree. Pete, what do you think?
Well, it's just the next natural step for us. We don't ever want to get stale. We want to continue to challenge ourselves. We want to reach more people. I feel like we have a wonderful community that we're building up, but we didn't have in place the best ways to communicate with them and build that organically. And really, we record, and then, a couple weeks later, the episode comes out, and the editing and This is so much more fresh. It's a little bit more, I'll watch what I say, I'll be good. But, we have to be out there, put it out there. And we are what we are. You guys have heard us for 90 some odd episodes. We're approaching 100. And we feel it's time for us to challenge. And, if you want those more serious episodes and a lot more informational, they're all still there. They're all still back there. You could listen to that backlog of great content. And we feel this is where we'd like to go now. We feel there's a lot of negativity, bad news, sad faces out there. And you guys in the classroom and in the school buildings and whatnot, you're dealing with it day in, day out. We want this to be something you look forward to week after week. So that's where we went with this.
Well
totally
said.
And if not, it'll just be an opportunity for my mom or my aunts to just come on in and have a chat with us. It'll be great. You guys will love it.
Yeah, we're all part of these different ecosystems online, and whether they're our peers in education, or folks in the entrepreneurial space, or folks in the tech space, for me, and music space, and educate everything. Like, we're so many circles that we come in contact, and I think we've all have a really, really deep, rich body of experience that I think really helps the conversations along. We don't always have to be the center of the conversations, that's for sure. We know that there's plenty of talented and gifted people out there who can add much more rich conversation than we can. So I'm hoping that we're going to see that as we kind of go through this year, and the format is kind of welcoming. And I think it will be. I mean, we've all played with these. So I mean, one thing for me, we used to do the Saturday mornings,
right,
where we did the coffee, computers, and coding, or coffee, coding, and computers, however you wanted to take it. It's actually being reshaped. So hang on, everybody. We're going to have that happening in some way, shape, or form soon. But we're still kind of working through that. But we used to do those meetups, and even though we were talking about tech, which is a subset of education in general, it was just lighthearted. It was fun. We played games. We used to have Kahoots. We did we did scavenger hunts. With one of the tool websites, I remember the one time. But we had a lot of fun just talking about some really deep, and some concepts were really tough, but yet we had fun doing it. And I think that format works. And I think that format's going to work for us here too.
We could bring all that to here. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. And just to mention, because this is the first time we're coming back, you may notice that Letitia isn't here. So she had some things that she wanted to, or needed to put some energy towards, and it was all in a way of, we wish her the best.
Yep.
And she'll be missed. We're not going to replace her. If anything, we're just going to open up even more of that space for our audience, which is you, to kind of come in and say hello and talk to us, ask questions. We already have guests that are lined up, and they can't wait to hear from you all, not just from us, but hear from you all. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is just having the conversation, that all of a sudden seeing someone have a question or a follow-up, things that the three of us haven't thought of being brought into the pep rally.
Yep.
So we're going to be Wednesdays, 7
Wednesdays. Yep.
Eastern
It's going to
Standard.
be every first 3 Wednesdays of the month.
There we go.
Every first 3 Wednesdays of the month. I was getting confused by that.
Noted.
Every first 3
Noted in my
Wednesday
calendar.
of the month.
And I mean,
So-
not for nothing. We just this idea popped up a few weeks ago. We've been working on it bit by bit by bit, and then poof, Fred just pulled it all together, and here we are. So this is pretty great.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is amazing.
But you know what? That's what teachers always do, right? We always kind of like we plan, we craft, yeah, but we also just put it together and let's just do it. I've been doing that a lot this past few weeks in my classrooms. I don't know if we want to actually call it the flipping of the classroom per se, but I've been looking at a lot of my content that I've been covering, that I would cover through typical lecture format, if you want to call it that. But then I've been crafting activities that are more like covering the material in class better. More, I feel it's more engaging, because like there's certain things I look at it, I'm like, we don't have to know every detail of these things. They got to really focus on what they need to take away from it. And I've had a lot of fun with that. And so I'm wondering how much that is going to bleed into what we're going to be doing here too. So I've been using the AI to help with that a little bit. So I don't know if it's cheating, but I'll ask it to refine some things that I'm doing. That's what I've been talking about a lot.
Do we have anything to share since we last got together? Anything over the summer? Anything exciting, new?
Oh my
Just
God.
vacations. Did you guys get away? Did you get to go anywhere fun, anywhere nice, relaxing?
Pete, why do you laugh?
You know my summer. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. That's an adventure.
Oh, no, we got a little bit away. We summer camp, did a great production of Beauty and the Beast, worked in a high school with some wonderful kids. It's great. We have a nonprofit arm, PSB Creative Arts Education. We've succeeded in that, and we're working on that really hard.
Awesome.
And lots of great stuff in the works. And we did manage to get away. I wouldn't call it a vacation. And then some time.
I don't know. You at one point you took the ultimate trip.
Stay tuned for that episode.
Yeah, that'll be a special. That'll be the 100th.
That's going to be on the Discovery Channel this Sunday night at 10 p.m. So you'll get to see the whole story of the crossing over. Jeez.
How about the kiddo? He's now well into middle school, right?
7th
Totally
grade.
comfy.
7th grade, and playing guitar nonstop. He's loving it. Great. Yeah, I'm on him, but he knows I love him. And good kid. 7th grade.
So with his guitar playing, Pete, does he do lessons, or do you teach
There's
him, or does
and I stay away. If this is all on him.
Nice.
You know, I stay away. I push him, but so he is a guitar teacher, and then he's in a band, and they do lessons, and then they perform all around town.
That's
And then he performs every night. He performs every night for his grandparents up in Jersey and in Japan. But the kid, and then he brings his guitar to school. They told him he had to stop because it was a fire hazard.
what?
So
Wait, what?
he brings his guitar to school, and I think the case is too big. It was in the way or something. So he's not
Oh.
bringing that as much. But yeah.
He's
I
not
was
doing
trying
like
to
a Jimi
connect the
Hendrix.
dots.
He's not doing a Jimi Hendrix thing with like lighter fluid and
No.
lighting the
He's
guitar
just
on
bringing it
fire.
to school, and he just like plays outside, or he plays with a teacher, he plays in the hall. I'm like, you're going to class though, right? You know. But he's got the long hair. Yeah, he's finding himself, and we're supportive of it within reason. Thank you.
Does he have interest in other instruments?
So he does cello.
No.
Yeah, he plays cello at school, but the
Oh.
guitar is really his. That's
What
his.
about the kudzu?
The kudzu is wonderful. The ocarina and the sackbut. He also
I don't even
forgot
know what
about the
that
snack
is.
butt.
sackbut is the old-fashioned trombone, ancient trombone.
Yeah.
He said sack butt.
That's this episode's title.
Hashtag sack butt.
How about you, Fred? I think you hit the beach a couple times. I saw some pictures of
Yeah,
your
we did.
toes
We
in the
did.
sand.
Yeah, we enjoyed a road trip to see my son finish up some stuff with the Marine Corps, and then we went further south to the Carolinas, where we went to the edge of the islands there, and it was just, it was more towards your all neck of the woods in the deep south. So it was hot. The water was warm. The weather was absolutely perfect. It was beach weather. Well, Pete, you being a Northeastern guy too, like, the Northeastern beaches are usually brown and chilly. The water's brown and chilly. Down there it was warm, so we got to travel and do that. I didn't get to go further south like I had wanted to. I wanted to head down further to Beaufort, but we didn't get to do that. I'll figure that out another time. But that was a lot of fun. We came back up and we did another trip to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and Gettysburg is just like this go-to place for us. I think it's because of our fascination with all that. But the one thing my favorite takeaway from Gettysburg this year, I'm a big fan of the Band of Brothers series that was on HBO. Major Dick Winters. Now he originally he passed away, but he had a home in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And when we were in Gettysburg, we heard about that he donated items to a museum. And that was the only word we got. And I'm like, well, kind of, I know he had a farm. Maybe he found something. Hershey's farther north than most of any kind of southern incursion went, but so like forces. So anyway, we found it. And if you've ever been to Gettysburg, they're small museum houses, and you walk in and they have stuff everywhere. Well, this place, we went in there and it was a really well done museum. And I walked up to the worker at the front desk. I said, "Is this where the Dick Winters items are?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she points around the corner, and I walk in. Aaron, it was all of his stuff. Like, it was the stuff that they showed even in the series. They had his uniform there. They had his letters there. They had his, it was just everything. But then they had some of the other artifacts from the other fellows who were also from the Pennsylvania area. And I was totally blown away. I did not expect to see the actual. Cool. Yeah, it was like the actual items were right there, and I'm like, wow, like weapons.
Could you take pictures, Fred? Did you get pictures?
I'll send. You know what? I will. I'll send it over to you so you can see it.
Yeah, and post some too, because
it's neat.
We've got some history teachers I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah,
probably love to see that. I'm actually looking. I've got the book. I love the series so much. I bought the book, and the book is just as good. Sometimes one or the other. But I thought the book was just as good.
Yeah, I've read 3 accounts of his. There's 3 of him, and then I read Bill Garnier's, and there was 2 other ones I read too. But they were really good. They all kind of you could see also where what's neat about them is how they all interact. They all kind of interlock because they all were at the same place, but they just give slightly different perspectives. So that's kind of neat to see how that came all together. How they told their story, because you're talking as an officer's perspective and as an enlisted perspective, and just their own mentalities and stuff like that. Hey, we got John Moran is checking in. There's John.
He's awesome. Our
hey there, John.
Guy.
It's so John's he's in the throes of classes starting.
Sure.
Yeah. And then he's going to be teaching alongside of me here this year. And then I think John goes to Disney like we go to Walmart.
Oh,
so,
yep.
John, we love you.
Yep, that's my guy.
I'm trying to think what episode he was on. I'm trying to look it up.
Well, he came in and he was talking about gamification and the stuff that he was doing. We got to get him to come in and follow up on that. John, would you do that? Would you like to come back in?
Yeah, he wants to come. Actually, he's packing tonight.
He's packing tonight.
Yeah, he's out of here. I'm talking to him. We're trying to get him on the schedule. Oh, birthday weekend for you, John.
Happy birthday!
Have you all celebrated your birthday ever at the parks?
I did with you guys.
Oh, that's right.
I did with you guys.
That's right.
I think we all sang to you.
Yep.
I missed that.
That's right.
So John was on. It was back in November 2021.
Yep.
Was it that long ago?
Yep. But I don't have a number of it. What number it was.
Happy birthday, John, to you and your wife. That's awesome.
That's right.
They said we're going to get him on.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that he could. Do you do Dungeons and Dragons? Was that?
Yeah. I think that's what he did.
So I thought maybe we could play a little when he comes on. We could play a little Dungeons and Dragons.
I just had quite a weekend of that type of play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My Christmas present for my wife and my son, I spent the weekend in downtown Atlanta at what's called Dragon Con, Fred.
Oh, that's what we talked
You
about
need
that
to
when we
come
last were
down
together
for it,
at
Fred.
Momentum, right?
It was wild. It was wild. It was wild.
Awesome.
But it started. I never realized it. It started off as a D&D convention. That's where the dragon
Yeah.
came, because dungeon convention has a whole other meaning. But
Yeah.
but dragon convention.
So do they have actual like games that go on through the
They take
days
a
too?
whole floor of what's called America's Mart, this huge retail exhibit area, wholesale, market area. And one whole floor is all games like that. And then another whole floor is basically an arcade, pinball, video games, retro. And then another whole building, it's a gigantic art show, and then merch and vendors, and then cosplay and the parade and concerts. And it is so much.
Balls. They have balls that are themed, and everyone dresses up to go to the dances dressed for the
Yep.
theme.
The last trip to Alderaan, I went to that one.
Oh, what was that like?
It was wild.
Was this like a Star Wars? That
It
was all
was
Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
And the costumes, Fred, are just
I can imagine.
Atlanta's like a cosplay hub, like center of the universe, and it's intense. And I don't dress up because I don't have the time or the money to put into that. I put it into the shows. I have such respect for these people, the creativity that they pour into these costumes. That latex doesn't breathe too well by the fourth day, but they're the nicest people around. And gosh, the artistry and time and dedication they put into these costumes. My favorite one was a husband and wife. The husband dressed up as it was Dragon Connie was the name of the boat. He was a jungle cruise skipper. He had the boat wrapped around him, and he was talking into a microphone. He was doing his own spiel. His wife, I thought she was Elsa or Frozen or something from that. No, I saw her. She was leaning over, having a drink and all. And I saw her outfit. I said, oh, but she was the backside of water.
Oh my god!
nice little jungle cruise.
Wow.
So
reference.
I think that stuff is cool.
Oh, it was just so creative. So he was the Jungle Cruise skipper on the boat Dragon Connie, and his wife, beautiful blue outfit, costume and all, but then she had a fake butt attached to her back. She was the backside of water. It was hilarious.
You know who would appreciate something like that would be Keith Groshans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This year they also did a musical theater track, so people are dressing up as musical theater characters and Broadway characters, and there were sing-alongs. There was a Phantom sing-along, Hamilton in the Heights sing-along.
Oh wow.
I would love for all of us to go. It was such a great time.
Next year, bud.
Yeah,
I'll be
So
there
is
next
it
year.
is it like I've never been anything like that. So is it kind of like is it totally like a conference format where you have to pay one ticket access, or
Yeah.
can you kind of just can you float in and float out too?
Yeah. So you could get one ticket for one day, one badge, or you could do the whole weekend and all. But it starts that Thursday, and it goes all the way through Labor Day. And you're sort of, you could do a track, you could follow a schedule, a Star Trek track or Star Wars track, whatever your fandom is, whatever you're passionate about. Maybe you want to learn about costuming or prop making or whatever, and then or maybe you're a content creator. They have a little bit of everything, gaming,
Wow.
and then or you could just freewheel it and just do what you want and wander and see where it takes you.
Yeah. There's
That's what
they have the room where you can go get autographs.
Yes, which
of
was kind of hurting
people.
this year. It was kind of hurting this year because of the strikes and all.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Panels and the autograph. There were people, Paul Bettany, Sean Astin,
Oh,
Elijah Wood, and
were they together or were they separate?
they were Sean Astin and Elijah Wood were together. George Takei was on his own. Paul Bettany. Those were, I think, some of the headliners. The guy from MythBusters, Adam Savage, he was another big headlining guy. But usually they have even more names. Not that they were small. I'm just saying they even have more in quantity.
Yep. Yeah, I saw John Cusack once. I saw all of the Hobbits it was a big panel when Lord of the Rings was out. That was
Oh, that's nice.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen replays of those on YouTube, and their conversations are really cool.
They were funny.
It's very cool.
I was
That's
thinking of
awesome.
you guys. We should definitely go sometime.
Is Paul Bettany in a production now down in Atlanta?
I don't know. I don't think
His name came up somewhere. My daughter was talking about it. I think
it's
he
a
might
spin-off
be newer.
called Vision Quest, and I don't know if it's in production or not. I don't know how it's working.
Yeah.
They were filming Captain America not too far from here, very recently, and I said, how are they getting away with that? And I guess because there was extra shots, people that aren't SAG people. I think there's ways to get around some of that. I'm not.
AI.
No AI. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Aaron? How about your summer?
I did not vacation. My position now that I do within the school district, my summers are actually the busiest for me. I get everyone prepped and ready for the new year. So it was busy. As Fred mentioned, I did my conference. So that was the one time that I went away. So that was awesome. That was
Whoop,
in
whoop.
Orlando. Yep, 4 days of professional development. And it was everything I had ever dreamed of. So it just felt so good to just be in a space for 4 days, not just in my happy place down in Orlando, but just the collaboration and the openness that people shared, the good and bad of their job and the things that they wish for, and just looking for inspiration. A lot of it is from Disney inspired, things that we see, and then people rate their storyboards on the last day to kind of take back an idea or a solution. And so it was cool. I had some people come up to me and one girl in particular said, I was going to leave. I was going to stop teaching. And I said, really? And she said, yes. And she said, being here has totally revitalized everything in me and why I'm doing it. I'm going to switch it up a little in the classroom and see if that does something. So I'm hoping she has a really great year. She
Well,
seemed like
that's the whole
Yeah,
intent
she-
of the conference, right? That
it
was
was the
it.
whole intent of the conference. So for her to just kind of come up to me and not know that's the reason why I even built it, it was really, really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent.
it was nice. And then saw a lot of movies this summer since I didn't travel.
Oh, what'd you see?
Went back to the theater.
See anything good?
Like what?
Indiana Jones.
Okay.
That was fun. It was very, felt a little nostalgic. They felt like there were some nods to what it used to be like to go see those movies, I thought. Oppenheimer,
Feel
Barbie.
good.
Saw the Barbie movie. What else? What?
I didn't get to see anything. I'm so disappointed that we didn't see Indiana Jones. We were going to go see it the one day, and there was one showing, and it was like at 11:30 in the morning, and we couldn't make it. And I'm like, oh man, because we watched. My son wanted to rewatch the 4 movies, even though you don't have to. So we did.
Right.
So we missed that. My daughter saw Oppenheimer and Barbie, and then my wife went to see Barbie with her again. That I couldn't go to, but I didn't want to go to that. I wasn't feeling up to it that night. But then I thought I was going to go see the Haunted Mansion, but I didn't get to see that.
That was the other one. I thought it was well done. I enjoyed it. John, if you're in here, I'm curious if you saw the Haunted Mansion movie. But I thought it was great. I thought it was fun.
Oh, it looks, yeah. So I'll probably catch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and maybe if they're smart, they'll release it in October because that's a great one, I think, to watch.
Why didn't they do that in the first place?
I'm not sure.
You would think. I mean,
I'll call
maybe.
Bob and ask him. Oh, John hasn't seen it either. Yep, I highly recommend, but maybe you wait till October.
I thought they had to shuffle it because of the Marvels delay, which is now coming out in November. I thought, it should be an October movie.
Yeah. So you got to see those movies. Now, are you like a big snack fan? Or like, is there something that's your go-to snack, Aaron?
Okay, you ready?
Uh-oh.
I am a popcorn lover. Like I eat popcorn several times a week, make it myself on the stovetop. But the movies, I buy the popcorn. And I like the combo of popcorn, the salty, and the sweet of gummies.
Oh.
I have to have both.
Like combined?
Yeah, I'll take like a handful of popcorn.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll take the gummies. I don't combine it in there. But
gummy flavored popcorn. That could be a thing.
It's very good. And John is saying we should do a group watch. I think that's a phenomenal idea. I'm down.
There you go. It's a good idea, John. So like I'm probably a popcorn guy. How about you, Pete?
It's like Pavlov's dog. I said, I am not going to pay that. I am not going to pay that. I go in there, I smell. Oh yeah, okay, I'll pay it. Whatever you want, I'll buy that. And I'll do a little bit of chocolate with the popcorn. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
A Kit Kat or.
I'm a huge fan of kettle corn. I love kettle corn.
Kettle corn's good.
Really?
Yeah, I like that. That has that combination of the sweet and salty. So I think that's when we go to the Penn State football games, they usually have a big thing and they're, turning it up, and I have to get a bag of that. That's like my big thing. But
have you had the popcorn at Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios? It's like purple and blue and
little
Yep.
spice to it, right? Little
Yep.
Little
fruit.
spice, little sweet,
Yep.
little spicy. That's a
I
fun
like
one.
that. That's
Oh.
that's
Robus kettle corn.
Robus kettle corn. Yeah, that's a farm up here. It's a great pumpkin patch. It's like what a business that farm turned it into. It's massive. That's something I'll get some photos and share with everybody one day. The maze, they have a catapult there.
For the people or for people or pumpkins.
You know what? I've seen people. You could probably put a small child in one, but it's they're heavy duty catapults.
The lawyers tell us we do not recommend catapulting small children.
Yes, that would be bad. Now it's a money farm. It is, but it's the go-to place around here. Yeah, that's that and all the haunted trails. Do you get a lot of haunted trails down in Atlanta? Is that a thing? Haunted houses, haunted trails.
Pete, what's the big thing here that
I just saw them. They were at Dragon Con.
We have a huge thing here.
Oh shoot!
Is it like an outdoor thing?
I can't remember what it's called.
It's year round.
Oh, is it year round now?
It's year round. Nevermore. No, that's Wednesday's Academy. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the name. I'll look it up. Hold on.
It is something like that. Yeah, I don't go anywhere near that. I do not like.
I know that we.
Are you guys cool with scary stuff like that? I know, Fred. You said you used to do a
haunted trail. Yeah. I used to work a haunted trail. That was fun. That was always fun. We shared that in one of our earlier episodes, I believe. We were talking about
Netherworld.
Netherworld. That's it.
So that's like an actual location, like an actual building, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take it
pretty
seriously.
Containment. Those both are here in the Atlanta area, 20, all year round. So we're gonna go. Aaron and we're going to film it.
Yeah, we'll film it. It'll probably be the last day of my life.
Teachers pep rally fright night.
That would be hilarious. You see all these people, YouTubers going down to Universal doing HHN. We should do it, Aaron.
Right.
Just put a camera up to your nose. It's going to look like Blair Witch Project. You'll have a snot dripping. It will be great.
Actually, we could fake it. We could just do it in our closets.
Make it seem.
We could just kind of go like this the whole time while we're in the dark. That's actually a fun idea. So those are things we could definitely look forward to this year. I think getting our guests, getting our friends that were with us before, bring them back on, see what they're doing, get updates, new ideas for having some fun in the classroom, like haunted trips and vacations to Gettysburg. So the one thing I wanted to go back to, one thing at Gettysburg though, we did a ghost walk, and they're neat, but there was an incident on one of our tours where there were 4 people that definitely had felt something. Something happened, 4 unrelated people, all at once. They were all like, they just moved. They said they didn't know what happened for a second. It was almost something like pushed up through all of them. And we don't know what it was. We thought maybe they stepped on something electrical, but that was the moment. Maybe we should do a haunted trail, a haunted trip, haunted teacher.
We might need to plan a trip this year. I think it's time.
Might be. We can get together and do something when it's, I'm trying to think.
All right, we'll work on it. Well, again, I'm going to say, keep in mind, first 3 Wednesdays every month, we're going to be doing this. This is just kind of our first initial one, just to say we're back. We're so excited. We've got this new platform we're doing it on. Next week, I've got some games in the mix, so I'm excited. So come join us, and look for us on YouTube, Teachers Pep Rally, Facebook, the Teachers Pep Rally. Join those, because Fred, I'm imagining we can remind people that we're going to be going live, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll be doing this. We'll be posting these. They'll go out live. We'll try to do the reminders aspect. Please, everybody, share this out. And for those that are in the comments, we're seeing people popping in and out tonight. Let us know what you think of the format, and also what would you like to see? How would you like to see this change up? And I know that, as you said, Aaron, just as a reminder, the podcast isn't dead. The audio will still be coming out, and we'll still make it available to those who would rather consume it, on the road, in the car, cutting grass, going for a walk, walking their dogs, whatever they're doing. But they could also now chime in on the conversation. That's the main thing, right? Is we want to get a conversation going, and then keep it going with everybody.
Johnny, you're great tonight. Thank you for all those comments.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thank you,
it.
John.
That's very helpful.
That really helps.
Cool.
All right.
Well, there we go.
All right. Well, I think this was a good first test run.
I think so. So with that, we will say, I guess, good night, good evening, good morning, whenever we're watching these things. I don't know.
What do you think?
What do
Pete?
you say?
Good.
All right. All right. So we'll just say good.
Let's say night. We're gonna have fun.
All right. See you, everybody.